Hello guys, welcome back. So, did I manage to play all the games I wanted last week? What campaigns have caught my interest? What other bits of gaming stuff am I getting up to over the week? Let's get into it. So to start guys, I pretty much failed miserably to play a game a day, which was my personal target I set myself. However, I really made up for it over the Easter weekend. Now for my family, for my group, the Easter weekend is one of the biggest events of the year. We get together, we play loads of games. And before the weekend even started, I went to my missus's place where we were having a get together with her friends as well. And we played so many games. So over the weekend, I played more games than I imagined I would. So these are all the titles we played. There was quite a lot. So first up, we played Double, which was absolutely hilarious, especially when some people aren't as fast and they were struggling. They were like, wait, let me have a chance. It was very funny because they'd never played it before and it was a new thing for them, a new experience. Then we played Mafia, which is a great favourite of mine, a great party game where one person amongst you is the thug. You're out to kill everybody else at the table. It's a social deduction game. You are looking at the other people, trying to figure out who's the killer and who are the innocent people here. And you've got a few powerful people that can help you out. Maybe it's the detective, maybe it's the bodyguard. This game is so funny for me. This is my favourite social deduction game. We tried One Night Werewolf and it didn't hit home as well as Mafia did for the group. They enjoyed it, but I think Mafia is the one that's the perfect mix, the perfect combination for our group. It's also faster as well, I feel. I feel if I'm narrating it much faster than that application. It takes it a little too slowly, in my opinion. We played Scroll, which was an absolute blast. Everybody was in fits. The only problem I had was the dry wipe markers. Most of them were drying out, so I'm going to have to order some. But we have played that game to death, as the saying goes. We have played it a lot, and they absolutely enjoyed it. It was making people roll over laughing. By the end of the game, your cheeks are hurting from laughing so much, and not many games can achieve that. I showed them Catch the Moon, which they thoroughly enjoyed, which is a game I hold in high regard in the dexterity kind of area of the hobby. And it's just fun. It's just so simple. It literally takes a minute to explain. There's 3 different faces to the dice. You've got to stack it to match what your roll is. It's as simple as that. You could teach this game to kids, but it's so enjoyable. And they were really struggling with this game at the start because none of my missus' friends had played this game before. It was all completely new to them. But they started to get to grips with it after a few rounds, and we were starting to build a large contraption in the middle. And there was so much laughter when people made mistakes. It was very funny. And I think that's everything for the party night. So then it went on to my family's get-together for the Easter weekend. And normally I send them a list of games. I'll pop some up on screen now. I say, vote on a game that you want to play this weekend. And we choose the ones that win the votes the most. And for us, the ones that won the vote was Ankh and Shogun. The second place went to Doom as well. Now, Doom is one we hadn't played before. I just learned the rules. So what I did was we started off with Shogun because that's one of the most popular games in our collection. And it was an epic game. Absolutely epic. I played the Blue Samurai clan. And I opted for essentially trying to build an empire this time, trying to push everybody away and solidify my position. And I was a bit sporadic at the start of the game, but I managed to essentially force another player off of the small island altogether, and I seized all of the entry points to that island as quickly as possible. So I blocked my empire off. And then from there, I slowly expanded outwards, building an empire from there. And it worked like a dream. I was able to build all of the buildings on the island, and nobody could get to them. Nobody could take them from me. And with all of my units on the front, it posed a formidable threat. It was less likely for people to attack me. And nobody really did, because I had that many troops stationed at all the entry points to my empire. It wasn't worth the risk for them, because then they would just expose themselves to the other players. So it really went well for me, this game. As you'll see from the photos where I built a good empire. And everybody really enjoyed it. Shogun is a game that we absolutely adore. It's a brilliant title. And all these little buildings that you might see in the pictures, they're little upgrades I've taken from another board game. They aren't from Shogun, they aren't for Shogun, but they are perfect for Shogun. They represent the three buildings in it perfectly. So I've nicked them from, I believe it's Way of the Panda. Then we played Doom afterwards. And Doom is a really good game. I was not expecting it to be this good. I learned the rules ages ago and it's just been sat on the shelf for years. But we played it. It was a tough one to get going, I must be honest. There is a lot of components, there's a lot of cards. But once you've finished that setup, once you've cleared the board of everything you don't need, all the cards you don't need, all the other bits you don't need, and you are ready to go, and you do a couple of turns, it really makes sense. And it's really, really well structured. It flows very, very well. And the gameplay just became a second nature. We were playing it with ease. Now, I had a bit of a hard start being the bad guys, and I was really struggling because I didn't have any cards at the beginning of the game. I didn't draw any cards. I had the pile there, but I didn't realise I needed to draw the cards. So I was playing without any means to defend myself, without any automatic defence. So they were just hitting my demons and killing them. So we made a few mistakes, but once we realised I was getting those cards and it was giving me a bit more of an edge, and the game sort of balanced out. If it had been that way from the start, I think it would have been a very well-balanced game because I needed to eliminate the good guys 6 times. They needed to claim 3 objectives by killing the monsters. So I think it was a very well-balanced game. And we enjoyed it. I like Doom. Doom is a classic. And being able to play that with the family. We enjoy shooting games. We enjoy killing each other in competitive games. So being able to do that at the table, fantastic. And the quality of everything is beautiful. But it just gets a little daunting at the start when you're laying out all those components and all those different cards. There is a lot in this game. The last one was Ankh, but we didn't have the time to play Ankh. So what we will do is we will play that next time because Shogun was multiple hours, probably 3 to 4 hour game that was. And Doom was probably another 2-3 hour game. And then in between we had food, we chilled, we played on the PlayStation, played Gang Beast, a very funny game. So we didn't really have time to table Ankh as well. I think that's it. Even though I didn't manage to do a game a day, I did manage to make up for it over the weekend, so I'm really glad. So I'll try and keep that target again for next week, see if I can do a game a day. And then guys, so on to painting. I've practically done none this week. I do want to do more. The enthusiasm, the motivation is there, but I've only managed to paint 2 lots of figures for the Rome Total War board game. I've painted them in the colour scheme for the Seleucids, which is a grey, and I painted them for the Iberians, the Spanish, which is the brown colour. I have spent most of this week working on my personal project for Rome Total War, so I've been printing stuff out. I've been cutting different shapes out, whether it be the card backs or the tokens, and I've been gluing them onto the various cards or gluing them onto tokens and making all the components I need for additional factions to add to that game, to bring that game to life, what they should have done in the campaign. This project is still ongoing. I have so many more factions which I have planned in that I want to do. I have the material for. I'm working on. I've actually bought additional copies of the game and I'm harvesting components and using stuff to actually finish what they could not and deliver me the game that I should have got. Now, it's not something I recommend people do. I've already mentioned that before, and I'll stick by that. It's an expensive personal project, but I've done some overtime. I can treat myself and I can finish the game because I enjoy a lot of it. It just needs completing, and I'm going to do that. And this is my progress this week. As you can see from the pictures, I've completed 4 factions. Last night, I literally finished off the last few bits for 4 of the factions. Now, a couple of the tokens, the Iberians and the Seleucids, I still need to glue the other side to those tokens, but it's ready now. It's ready for a trial run. I have 4 factions ready, so now there's 8 factions in the game. So I've added Thrace, I've added Seleucids, I've added Iberians, and I've added the Egyptians. So now today I'm hoping to get it to the table and try it out with the AI mode I've been writing. I've seen the Rosetta that people talk about online, but there's a lot going on in that. It's a big rule book. I'm trying to streamline it and make it fast and easy because I also want to play this with my family. So that's all I've been doing this week. Majority of it has been dedicated to this project. I want to do more painting though, so I'm hoping this next week I do a lot more painting. On the crowdfunding side, I didn't back anything I said I was considering last week. So Carnivore and the Gods of the Role Playing, I still want to get those. So I might just have to get them at retail, or I might have to pledge later. But no, I've kept my spending down. I've seen quite a few projects have gone up. I've just seen that the Final Girl, the next one, is going to be coming out, and I haven't played any of these except the original one. But this game is blown up. It is immense, and I'm pretty sure I can see a little dinosaur in the bottom of the picture as well. So whether there's a new dinosaur you fight in one of the new modes, I'm not sure. But it's insane how much content there is for that game now. I wouldn't know where to start. Probably would. I'd probably go with the alien scenario, if anything. But some of my family have a lot of this game, so I can probably try them out on the side. And then there's the new Zombicide, the Pirates one. I'm probably not going to get it, but it's obviously it's the first one I think that Asmodee is now releasing, now that they have the license for Zombicide. And that's it. Nothing else has really caught my attention. I'm not watching anything or keeping an eye on anything. I recently bought an expansion for Marvel Legendary, and it's Dark City, I believe. It's got a host of new characters in it, and I'm really eager to try that. So I'm probably going to try and do that today and have a go at that. There is a Star Trek game, Star Trek Captain's Chair. Now, I remember picking this up at the UK Games Expo. It was the first time I'd seen it last year. And I picked it up and I looked at it and thought, looks interesting. I might come back and get it later. When I got back, it was gone. All of them were gone. So I didn't know that it had only recently come out. And since then, I just can't find a copy of the game anywhere. I can see the occasional one popping up on eBay, but it's going for much higher prices than the retail. And I'm not that desperate at the end of the day. I would really like to try this game, but I'm not paying, nearly double the price just to get it. They really need to get this game into the stores, because otherwise people can't buy it and play it. And those kind of things obviously can cripple a game. But all of the comments and discussions on BGG seem to be praising the game. So I'm really interested. So until they get that back in stores, I'm just not going to get a copy. Throughout the week, I did manage to post one video, which was a big playthrough of Apex, the theropod deck building game, big dinosaur game, one of my favourites because of its speed, how fast it is. I apologise if there's a lot of heavy breathing in the video. I had to, because of how much table space it takes, I had to get the right angle so that I could capture the entire board for you. So obviously the phone while I was recording was a bit closer to me so you could hear my breathing. But I think it's not too distinct, so you can still enjoy that and see the whole playthrough. And it's a game that I really, really like. So I hope you enjoy that if you watch them. Other than that, there'll be more videos coming next week. Definitely there will be at least one deep dive video, and I'll see what reviews I can get out. I still need to get Company Heroes out ASAP, and I want to get Pyramido out soon. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, do all the usual. And it really does help. It really does help you YouTubers to do that. And I'll see you all next time.